Good afternoon. My name is Alexa D'Addario with the Canadian Science Policy Centre. Joining me today is Dr. Faye Diamantoudi with Concordia University. On behalf of Canadian Science Policy Centre, we would like to thank you for your commitment to the community and Concordia University for your support. Thanks. So my first question is, Montreal is maintaining itself as one of the world's leading university towns. Where do you think Concordia University fits in with that landscape?
Yes. So, have you been to Montreal, Alexa?
I have.
So, you know how fantastic a city Montreal is. And it's particularly attractive to international students. In fact, that's what brought me to Canada as an international student studying in Montreal. Concordia is very much one of the reasons Montreal is a great city for students across the world. It's a hub of science, a hub of research, diverse and multicultural, and it's a city that adopts its newcomers. Concordia is very much part of this fabric of the city. It contributes to its diversity, it contributes to its scientific caliber. We are very, very well connected with every other university in town, and this is part of the attraction. There are so many universities within the city that collaborate so well together that our work together is more than the sum of all of us together, right? So it's a unique combination of culture and science and innovation that few cities in the world can offer. And Concordia is very, very much part of that.
No, I agree, and that's a great aspect. I think, honestly, it's essential for research. And on the research note and graduate studies, what do you think makes Concordia University stand out?
Well, Concordia is a young university. We just turned 50 years old. And youth comes with a lot of advantages. We are agile, we are innovative in our education approach, and we offer programs that are interdisciplinary and very flexible and enable students to succeed. So it's not just the types of programs, but it's also the support around the programs that we offer to students that makes it an absolute success story.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering, so you're involved in a number of graduate student organizations, and I mean, you're an economist and know the university administration. From that perspective, what would you say are both the challenges and opportunities for graduate studies in Canada?
Yes, we've got a bit of both. We need people. We need people in Canada. People fuel research and innovation. So we need people, and we've been doing extremely well in attracting people, in attracting young minds ready to embark on research and innovation. And that's not unique to Concordia, that's across the board in all Canadian universities. Canada has a long-standing success story of being a hub for international students. Now we're somewhat challenged with the latest policies in attracting students and in managing our need for capacity. Another challenge is the student population, the student body. Student needs change, perhaps a bit faster than institutions can change, in particular big institutions like universities. So our challenge on that front is to really follow the speed of change around us and adjust our programs, address better the labor market needs, and really adjust our academic programs to match innovation faster than we're actually doing. So that's a big challenge.
Yeah, and I mean, on the policy front, would you say that policy has a big influence on research priorities for universities? And how do you think researchers can effectively engage with policymakers?
Yeah, so policy has a huge impact on research. especially in Canada, we are public institutions. So our operations heavily rely on public funding, whether it's for academic purpose or research purposes, innovation, infrastructure, and so on and so forth. So such policies drive very much our ability to progress and to produce. At the same time, we influence policy as well. But there's a direct way of influencing policy by or venues like the conference where we speak and directly address our politicians, but there's also an indirect way of influencing policy, and that's through the wider audience, the wider population, who are the voters, who choose the governments, who make the policies, right? So this is something that perhaps over the last couple of decades, researchers did not do quite as well. We did not engage with the wider community quite as much as we should have. But we're doing so much better now. There are so many programs in universities across Canada and in Concordia in particular, where we really try to engage with community and share the great work that we do and the impact our work has to communities across the world, so that our very existence is actually appreciated and valued by the wider community and subsequently by our politicians who make the policies, who support our existence.
No, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I gotta ask, what do you envision the future of research and graduate education looks like in Canada, especially in relation to some of the global challenges we're facing today, such as climate change or in public health?
Well, the pressure is on. If there's anyone that could really address climate change and health, is the universities. The answer will come primarily from universities, primarily from academic institutions. So for us to be able to deliver, we need support. We need support from our policymakers. We need support from our governments, federal and provincial, so that we can really deliver on those global challenges that very much affect Canada as well.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. So finally, I just have to ask, what is your opinion on the value of the Canadian Science Policy Centre as a connection hub, a knowledge mobilizer, and a talent incubator in the science and innovation policy landscape?
Oh, you've made such a big difference over the years, right? So, and you really give us that very forum we need to communicate with the government, to communicate with the policymakers. So the contribution is essential, and I wholeheartedly believe it should continue and strengthen over the years, because it brings us together and it unites our voices.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Diamantoudi, and thank you for such an insightful discussion. My name is Alexa D'Addario, coming to you from the Canadian Science Policy Centre Conference in Ottawa. Take care.